The Galactic Council Hall was vast and bright. Tall pillars of light rose toward a ceiling that showed moving stars. Around the circular chamber sat the leaders of many alien races. Some were massive and scaled. Others were thin, glowing, or covered in metal armor. Each believed their race was powerful. At the far end of the chamber stood the human delegation. They were fewer than most. They wore simple dark uniforms. No armor, no weapons. They stood straight and calm, hands at their sides, faces still. The council speaker looked at them and let out a sharp sound of laughter. "Humans," he said. "Young, soft, emotional." Other council members joined in. Laughter spread across the chamber. Some aliens pointed at the humans. Others shook their heads in mock pity. "You fight among yourselves," one counselor said. "You age too fast," said another. "You have no place among the great powers," a third added. The laughter grew louder. The humans did not speak. No anger showed on their faces. No fear. No need to explain. They simply listened. One human, their leader, stepped forward. The room quieted for a moment. Many expected anger. Others expected begging. Instead, the human leader said nothing. He turned slowly. One by one, the human delegates followed him. Their footsteps echoed across the floor. The great doors opened. The council burst into laughter again. "Running already?" someone called out. "So weak," another voice said. The doors closed behind the humans. Silence filled the hall for just a second. Then the council continued, confident and amused. They believed the humans had been shamed. They believed the humans were afraid. None of them understood one simple truth. Humanity had not left in fear. Humanity had left in decision. And nothing would ever be the same. After the humans left, the Galactic Council moved on. New topics filled the chamber. Trade, borders, minor wars. Laughter still echoed from time to time. To most of the council, humanity was already forgotten, but not to everyone. An elder counselor, old and slow, watched the empty space where the humans had stood. His eyes narrowed. He had seen many species rise and fall. The quiet ones always worried him most. Hours later, reports began to arrive. Human ships were leaving shared stations. Human diplomats were closing embassies. Human fleets were returning to their home systems. No threats were made. No warnings were sent. Just silence. The council speaker waved it away. "They are upset," he said. "They will return when they cool down." Yet the silence continued. Days passed. Trade channels once managed by human systems went dark. Navigation routes rerouted without notice. Medical shipments stopped arriving at distant worlds. Still, no human message came. Some council members began to argue. "Why would they leave everything?" one asked. "They need us," another replied. The elder counselor spoke at last. "Do not confuse quiet with weakness," he said. "A species that leaves without protest has already chosen its path." The chamber fell uneasy. A junior officer rushed in with urgent news. His voice shook. "Human fleets are moving," he said. "Not toward us. Away, deep into their own space." "Preparing for war?" the speaker demanded. The officer hesitated. "No weapons active. No attack patterns." "Then what?" someone asked. The officer swallowed. "They're locking their borders." For the first time, laughter did not return, because the council was beginning to understand something they had missed. Humanity was not asking for respect anymore. Humanity was done asking. And the silence, it felt wrong. The first change came quietly. At a trading hub near the outer systems, ships waited in long lines. Cargo bays were full, but nothing moved. Dock systems showed error signals. Human-made control software was no longer responding. At first, officials blamed a technical fault. Then another report arrived. And another. Across the galaxy, the same problem appeared. Jump gates failed to open on command. Medical stations could not access human-designed life support systems. Even simple tools stopped working as expected. Humanity had built much of the shared technology. They had never ruled with force. They had offered help code and machines. Over time, the galaxy had grown used to it. Now it was gone, The Galactic Council met again in emergency session. Screens lit up with worried faces. Voices overlapped. Fear replaced pride. "How can this happen?" one counselor demanded. "Fix it," another shouted. Engineers tried to override the systems. Every attempt failed. A technician spoke softly, almost afraid. "The systems are not broken," she said. "Access has been removed." "Removed by who?" the speaker asked. The answer was obvious. Humanity. Still, no message came. Days later, a small patrol fleet near human space vanished. No distress call. No wreckage. Just empty space where ships had been moments before. Panic spread. The elder counselor lowered his head. "They warned us," he said. "Not with words. With patience." Scouts finally spotted human ships. They moved without visible engines. Their signals were clean and calm. No weapons charged. They did not chase. They did not threaten. They watched. The council realized a terrible truth. Humanity had never needed permission. They had been present everywhere. And now they had stepped away. The galaxy felt smaller, colder. This was only the first change. And it would not be the last. Fear did not arrive all at once. It spread slowly like a shadow. At first, the Galactic Council tried to stay proud. They sent small fleets to show strength. Patrols moved closer to human borders, watching for signs of attack. None came. Human space was quiet. Too quiet. Long-range scans showed human cities still active. Ships moved with calm purpose. No battle signals. No panic. Just control. Then another fleet failed to return. This time there was evidence. Sensors recorded human ships appearing for only a moment. No shots fired. No explosions. The alien fleet simply lost power and drifted into darkness. Alive. Captured. Or removed. No one knew. The council chamber filled again. There was no laughter now. Voices were low. Careful. The elder counselor spoke once more. "Humans do not rush," he said. "They study. They adapt. And when they act, it is already decided." Records were opened. Old data, ignored for years, came back into focus. Human history showed endless conflict. Wars on land, in air, in space. Humanity had nearly destroyed itself more than once. And yet they survived. They learned restraint. A junior counselor whispered, "If they can survive themselves, what chance do we have?" The question had no answer. A final report arrived. Human fleets had stopped moving. They were not advancing. They were waiting. The realization struck hard. Humanity was not attacking the galaxy. They were proving they could end it. The council understood too late. They had laughed at a species that mastered patience. They had mocked a race that knew when to be silent. Fear filled the chamber where laughter once lived, and somewhere beyond the stars. Humanity waited. The message arrived without warning. No alarm sounded. No signal breach was detected. It simply appeared on every council screen at the same time. A human stood alone against a dark background. No rank symbols. No weapons. Just calm eyes and a steady voice. The chamber fell silent. The human began to speak. "We did not come to your council to rule," he said. "We came to belong." No anger filled his words. No pride. Only truth. "When we were mocked, we did not answer," he continued. "Not because we were weak, but because we had already listened." Some council members looked away. "We asked for respect," the human said. "You gave us laughter." The elder counselor lowered his head. The human's voice remained calm. "So we left, not in fear, in choice." Screens shifted. Images appeared. Human ships returning home. Borders sealing. Systems locking. "We built much of what holds your galaxy together," the human said. "Not to control you, but to help you grow." The human paused. Help requires trust. The silence grew heavy. "We are not at war," he said. "We are not angry." That frightened the council more than threats ever could. "We are withdrawing," the human finished. "From your systems, from your politics, from your protection." One counselor shouted, "You cannot do this." The human looked into the camera. "We already have." The message ended. No threat followed. No demand was made. Only absence. The council understood the truth at last. Humanity had spoken, and with just a few calm words, they had changed the balance of the galaxy. The galaxy did not fall into chaos at once. It struggled first. Without human systems, trade slowed. Borders became tense. Old rivalries returned. Worlds that once depended on shared support now stood alone. The Galactic Council met again, but the chamber felt smaller. The seats where humans once stood remained empty. No one laughed. Weeks passed. Problems grew. The Council tried to fix what was lost, but they could not replace centuries of human work and patience. At last, the Elder Council rose. "We were wrong," he said. "We mistook calm for weakness." The word spread across the chamber. A request was sent. Not a command, not a demand, a plea. The human response came days later. This time, the council did not sit. They stood. A human delegation entered the chamber once more. Same simple uniforms. Same calm faces. No one mocked them. The council speaker stepped forward, voice steady but quiet. "We offer equal voice," he said, "and respect." The human leader listened. "We do not seek power," he replied. "Only fairness." New rules were written. Laughter was replaced by listening. Decisions were made together, not above others. History recorded that day, not as a war, not as a conquest, but as a lesson. Humanity did not rise by force. They rose by walking away. From that moment on, silence in the council chamber meant something different. It meant attention. It meant respect. And across the galaxy, stories were told of the day the council laughed at humanity, of the day humanity left without a word, and of how, because of that choice, history changed forever.